40 years ago, I graduated from high school. I honestly don't remember why my parents didn't take me to university. That detail has faded. What I do remember very clearly is that my grandmother drove me. It was about an hour away from my hometown. She helped me unload my things, helped carry boxes into the dorm, meet my roommates. She helped me unpack and put things away. She talked to my new roommates, asking them questions, telling them stories. She did what she always did. My grandmother was very social. She liked people. She liked talking. She liked connecting. And here she was in a dorm room full of teenage boys who were about to start their first year of college, chatting with them like she belonged there. And if I'm being honest, I was a little embarrassed. Not because I didn't love her. I did. I loved her more than you know. She had been living with my family and I since I was 14, after my grandfather died. I had seen her every day for 4 years. She was part of my daily life. But I was 18. This was my first time away from home. Everything inside me was pulled toward independence, toward novelty, toward becoming someone new. I wanted to explore the campus. I wanted to get to know my roommates. I wanted to start my life. After we got settled, my grandmother said she wanted to take us all out to lunch. And I said no. I said I wanted to stay, walk around campus, get to know people. I could feel the excitement buzzing in my body. I could feel my future opening up in front of me. And I could also feel, even then, that she was hurt. She didn't say much, but I could sense it. She was angry or sad or maybe both. She left shortly after that, and we said our goodbyes. At the time, I didn't understand what had just happened. I didn't think about what it meant for her to walk out of that dorm room. I didn't think about what it meant to say goodbye to a boy she had lived with, watched grow up, taken care of after her own husband died. I didn't think about the realization she must have been having that the boy she had seen every day for 4 years was suddenly gone. I wasn't cruel. I wasn't ungrateful. I was 18. And that distinction matters because adolescence, psychologically speaking, is a period of necessary narrowing. You're supposed to be focused on yourself. You are supposed to orient toward peers, toward separation, toward forward motion. Your nervous system is wired for it. Your identity depends on it. What adolescence is not good at is holding multiple emotional timelines at once. I could feel my excitement very clearly. I could not yet feel her loss. That capacity came much later, years later, in fact. It wasn't until I started watching my friends experience similar moments, watching their kids leave home, watching parents become quieter, lonelier, less central in their children's lives, watching the ones who stay behind absorb the emotional weight of that transition. Only then did I understand what that lunch was. It wasn't about food. It wasn't about socializing. It wasn't about meeting my roommates. It was ritual. It was her way of staying connected as I crossed a threshold she could not follow me across. And I didn't know how to see that yet. Looking back now, my heart breaks a little when I think about it. Not with guilt exactly, but with grief. The grief of understanding something too late. If I could go back, I would say yes. I would take my roommates and my grandmother and we would pile in the car and go to lunch. We would walk around campus. I would show her where I was going to live, where I was going to study, where my life was beginning. I would let her be a part of that transition instead of leaving her outside of it. But here's the part that matters. That regret doesn't mean I failed her. It means I grew. We tend to judge our younger selves harshly for not knowing what we know now. But emotional maturity is not retroactive. You don't get access to later insight early. Perspective arrives when it arrives. The pain of moments like this isn't that we did something wrong. It's that time only moves in one direction. And one of the hardest truths of being human is that understanding often comes after the moment that required it. So if you're watching this, and someone comes to mind, a parent, a grandparent, someone who wanted more time than you were ready to give, I don't want this to land as shame. I want it to land as awareness. Because someday you may be the one standing still while someone else rushes forward. And when that day comes, you'll understand both sides of the story at once. That's not a failure of youth. It's the cost of becoming someone who can finally see.